Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to 90 at 9, brought to you in association with the Bank of New Zealand. This is your morning briefing where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock, starting now with the latest news in the currency wars. There is talk that the US Federal Reserve may have to print between $8 and $10 trillion in its round of quantitative easing, which is expected from November the 3rd. Also, the Fed's Boston president, Eric Rosengren, has suggested that the Fed could buy corporate bonds to try and pump money into the US economy. Meanwhile, the Australian dollar almost hit parity overnight. It got to 99.93 US cents before falling back this morning to 98.9. This is all about a very weak US dollar and talk of money printing by the Fed to devalue its currency. Meanwhile, the New Zealand dollar rose to a high of 76.5 US cents overnight before falling back. Elsewhere in the currency wars, Singapore has announced it's letting its Singapore dollar rise against the US dollar to try and control inflation. And India said it's planning to intervene to protect its currencies. Meanwhile, in the US, foreclosures hit a record 102,134 in September. This was before the big halt. Remember, many of the banks there have halted foreclosures because of concerns about the documentation and whether they actually have the right to actually put these houses into foreclosure. Bank stocks fell on the Dow overnight on concerns about this fraud closure so-called scandal. Meanwhile, the US trade deficit rose again to $46.3 billion and jobless claims surprisingly rose by 13,000 to 462,000. Certainly the US economy remains very weak. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was 90 at 9, brought to you in association with Bank of New Zealand.